longer near me, I surrender, 'cause I can take no more. Hear my last goodbye. I am running towards the end of time at the speed of light. Can't take one more fight. All the feelings that I have inside make me lose my mind. But it feels so good, though it hurts so bad. I could drug you and drive me crazy. Hear my last goodbye. I am running towards the end of time at the speed of light.
Good morning, good morning. Hello, Plannerets. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me for a new week and tomorrow a new month. I hope you had a wonderful June. So just before we get started, I want you to think, what was a win from your June? Regardless of how big or small it was, a win is still a win. So it's important we start looking for wins, what we're grateful for, because that's what our brain will start to focus on. I hope you are well. I am ready to get ready for June 30 to July 6th in my Wellbeing Planner spread. Let me know where you are tuning in around the world. What time is it? It is Monday at 5:02 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia. It is winter season, hence the long sleeve, although I do get hot under these lights. So do let me know where you're at, what day it is, what time it is, so then we can say hello as well. Thank you so much for joining me, Cindy. I appreciate you saying hello. Hi, Marianne and Plannerettes. So let's get started. So that question, we had a question earlier, was, these fun facts, these fun quizzes. So what was invented first? So last time I had a quiz, I think on my 3-hour live stream, I actually didn't answer the quiz or didn't reveal the answer to the quiz. Was how many pairs of shoes do on average do women have? And it was 19 pairs on average. Survey says 19 pairs of shoes most women have, or on average. So there you go. Hello, Charlotte. Nice to see you. A slice of life. I appreciate you being here. July is a nice month, a special month for our lovely Charlotte. We'll talk about that a little bit later on and celebrate you, my darling. All right, so look, I think we should just get started. What do you think? Let us go. Okie dokie. All right, so for the new month, I did say in one of my live stream last week that I was going to stay in the Camden Filofax A5 organizer. But then I thought, you know what, Marianne always likes to change her mind. And why? Because I can, and same with you. So whatever you fancy for the new month, the new week, the new day, you go with you. So remember, this is your planner, this is your rule. You dictate whatever size planner you want, whatever cover you want. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is the A5 Filofax Camden in the color olive. Both of these were gifted to me by Filofax. I do have an affiliate code for you if you are shopping on the US, UK, or European site. So do check the description for that. So the Camden is made from vegan grain leather. And then the Malden in the pink. Oh, look how beautiful and soft it is. Okay, I don't know if you can see the grain of the leather. It's probably lighter, probably too bright. So this is made from full grain premium leather, and both of them do have the 30 millimeter ring capacity. So before we start, I'm going to swap out my planner pages from one to the other. So let me know while I'm doing this, what planner size, what planner are you using yourself? Are you sticking with the same planner system? Are you changing sizes? Let us know, because you know Marianne is a curious little being. I always like to know what most people have. I'm trying to keep all the pages together and aligning the hole punch, so then I don't have to do it one at a time. So I'm just moving everything from one to the other, and then I may have to review some of my planner pages because there are some things in here that I haven't touched in a while. So I might do a planner flip through. I like to do a flip through of what's inside my planner pages for those that are new to my channel. Let's have a look. Christine, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. So, oh, that's not a pocket. That's a pocket there. All right, so then I'm just swapping out all the contents of my planner pages, so then that way when I need it, I know where it is located. I probably have to pop that there. Maybe my stencils can go at the back, so then I can have my sticky note flags here. What do I have in there? I have some paperwork at the back there. Yeah, so let me know, first of all, where you're tuning in from, day and time, as well as what planner pages are you going to be using for the month of July. I love it. I love how you all welcome each other. You're my most friendly plannerette bunch. Let's have a look. So I'm just putting some of my whatchamacallit, some of my, maybe I'll pop that there, little cards in the pockets. So the Malden, I'll show it in a second when it's in view. Do I need all, sometimes I don't need all of these things that are in here, but I like to have them in there as pocket decorations. And without that'll do. And then look, I just had some offcuts of laminated sheets, or I think these are document envelopes, and then I just added some transparent stickers. And so, if you've got any loose stickers lying about, clear ones, you can use those to embellish your planner. We'll just pop that there. And some washi. So again, I cut a laminated sheet to credit card size and then just wrapped around some favorite washi tapes. So if you're out and about and you want to have some of your favorite washi tape and you're doing your decorations, that's a really good idea. Like on the go, on the go. I think I've got some documents in there. I'll have to check because it's just keeping that little pocket C open. But we'll figure that out afterwards. So there we go. Again, I'm moving from Filofax A5 Camden organizer in the color of olive. So this is vegan grain leather with 30mm ring. And then, so I'm moving to, so I know that's going to slide out. So I'm just going to take that out until I figure what to do with some of the documents. Let me just see. I just want to make sure it's not sensitive stuff. There. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's pop that back in there. That's probably a little bit. No, because it's loose. I'll tell you why this pocket is loose. Is because it's a soft grain leather. So I'm going to take these and put them somewhere else in my other stash, okay? So let me just pop that there in case I need a clip. There we go. And so I'm moving into the Malden, A5 Malden organizer in the color pink. So this one is full grain premium leather in 30mm ring. This video is not sponsored, but I do love Filofax. I've loved them since I think the 90s, when I'm, moving up into the corporate world as a mid 20, 30-year-old. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's see what people are saying. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. Big heart. Thank you so much for joining. Kim, hello. Good morning. Oh, yes. And a little coffee as well. Christine is tuning in from Cleveland, Ohio, USA. It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. Well, thank you so much for taking your time and joining me and the lovely plannerettes here. All right, so let us get going. So let's open her up, okay? So I did get my July cover pages all set up last week. I did can you believe I did a 3-hour live stream setting up my goals, my calendar, my habit tracker, and then I came back again the following day and set up and did a watercolor cover page. So let me just do a flip through. So for the month of July, I am going to be using my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable. So it is a printable of all the favorite printables, planner pages that I created along the way when I first started, planning in ring planners. So originally I made them just for myself because as a homeschooling mum, so we started homeschooling my younger son. I have 2 boys, 17 and a 16-year-old. But in 2019, we decided to homeschool my younger son. He's on the autism spectrum because unfortunately the public school system with support classes was not able to meet his needs, and we just didn't want him to go through the different challenges that he was going through so was that 2019, 6 years ago, so when he was 10, and I just couldn't allow my son to go through the daily things, just because of the difficult nature of him having to manage his sensory processing, and his communication skills is not to the level of what a 10-year-old would be. So we decided to take him off the school system, and I decided to homeschool him with no experience. That's right, no experience. Mum, very, very scared mum and very scared dad, but we knew what would be best for our son. And so to enable me to be able to plan his homeschool, my own stuff, the household, I started creating my own printables, and then I shared it on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's at Marianne Cress, and just shared it. And then people go, "Where did you get that?" I went, "Oh, I just made it myself." Do you sell it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess. And that is where my origin story comes from. I love it. Thank you guys for welcoming each other. I appreciate that so much. So I did my goals tracker. So make sure, if you haven't seen, it is quite a long live stream, but if you're doing your own planner setup, or if you're doing some cleaning in the background, I do share tidbits of valuable stuff when it comes to being intentional planning, habit tracking, and looking after yourself. Okay, we're not just planning the task and to-dos for everyone else, for the household, for work, for the home, for the kids, the school. We need to make sure we put us, you, me, on top of that list. So then that way we are healthy, we are strong, we are resilient, we are confident when we look after ourselves. So for the month of July, I'm focusing mainly on 3 key areas. So that's my goals tracker. And then on Saturday, my Saturday, I decided to go live and do some watercolor painting following a tutorial on from a book. So check that out. So I'm quite impressed. So I'm not a watercolor artist or anything, or painter, but I was quite impressed with myself. And you too can do it. But we have to try. We have to try new skills. We have to try new hobbies. And then I said, of course, my July cover page, my habit tracker, my mood and steps tracker. And we finally got there. I will be setting up my well-being planner spread. Now, in the chat right now, the Ultimate Planner Bundle, as I said, is all the pages I need for a full month. It's got well-being planner, weekly, daily pages, gratitude log, and a victory log. So you can check that out. But you can also check the well-being planner spread on its own. All right. So if you just want to have this and implement it to whatever planner system you have, you can buy it as a standalone. And so this is probably one of my most crucial pages in my planning system. Why? Because it's mainly focuses on me. And so I'll go through each section and tell you how it helps me look after myself, make sure I am balancing all the things I need to do. Hello, Amy. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. You really have a gift to create beauty and spaces for mindful planning. Love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get colorful and let's get going. Let me see if I can put some music on in the background. Let me see. Let's have some lo-fi. Let's see. Can we? That's a little bit of music in my ear. So for the heading, I am going to continue this hand lettering style font. Oh, I haven't cut my little planner pages yet. So if you didn't see this and you want to try out some new hand lettering fonts for your headings, for this I'm going to be using brush markers. I'm just choosing what color I may have. I've got my pencil or my marker holders in front of me. And so this is, the brand is King Art. I do have it in my Amazon storefront in my pens, markers and highlighters list. And so if you wanted some brush pens and maybe, you know, because there's some popular brush markers and pens that, you know, a lot of bullet journalists, and planners use, but they can be pricey. And if you're just starting out, or if one of your goals is, you know, your financial well-being and you're being financially smart and not being like Marianne spending all her all her money on stationery, then you can get quite different, you know, much more affordable markers. Okay, so King Art, and I love them because, you know, the brush tips are quite broad. And so then I wonder, I'm just double checking. I don't think it's a double-ended, but you never know nowadays. So I'm going to start off with doing the heading June 30 to July 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, July 6. And then I'm just alternating between these colors, and then I'll show you how I created this sort of like misaligned effect, where the color and the outline looks like it didn't line up, you know, when it was printing or screen printing. And so it's quite easy, but it gives a nice effective look. And one of the things when you are, you know, doing your planning is to make it, I'm going to make sure I am not talking and writing at the same time and make mistakes. I'm just going to swap out these colors so then the purples and the blues are all mixed together. What was I saying? Yes, so according to James Clear's book, The Atomic Habits, in order for you to be more effective when you are, make sure it's N, when you are creating new habits or maintaining the habits that you want to continue, let's say for the new month, it is important that you make, one of the 4 laws of behavior change is you make it attractive. So whatever attractive is for you, it could be minimalist, monotone color and just one color, or like me, you make it like pop of color, lots and lots. And so that is why for me, my pages is full of color, because that's how my brain works. My brain likes, when I open my planner pages, my brain goes, I want bright, pretty colors, you know, and so making sure I'm getting all the headings correct. And so for you, what does attractive, what does pretty look like? You know, is it just all one? If you're just a pen and planner page kind of planner, fantastic. Okay, so you do you. You can get, of course, inspirations from other planners out there. But then if you go, oh, it's not working, then you change it up. you can experiment. I think I'm on July, and then I have to put, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, all right? And then I'm going to add washi tape. So that is why you see a lot of, planners and a lot of bujoists, bullet journals, have the add lots of creativity and add lots of color, and it is, tapping into your artistic and creative side, helps balance things out, especially if your work has no touch of creativity to it, if you're just going into the office and doing a lot of, very statistics or numbers or anything like that, where flair and creativity is not really the main part of your job. Embellishing your planner pages is one of the ways you can, add the creativity and artistic flair to your day. Now, what was I was going to say something, but I forgot, of course. Maybe it's still just too early, or maybe I need a sip of my coffee. All right, so let me know, are you planning with me, or what are you up to? I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm going to try and do when it comes to doing the pen outline. So I'm just using the Muji gel pen. I might use a 0.5. So I've got the 0.38 and I do have the 0.5 in the clicker. So then it's a much thicker outline. So let me know, are you planning along with me? Is your July planner pages set up? Are you still unsure what you're doing for July? All of that, it's okay, right? So you go at your own pace. So I normally like to outline my the brush markers outside each letter. But for this effect here, we're going to go sort of off center. So I'm going to go to the right and down. Okay, so then, oops, I'm trying to not cover what I'm drawing, and then of course I would have the pen on the side. So bear with me if I do cover. So see how, so the way I like to explain this effect is, how when you do screen printing, or you have t-shirts that have, screen printing, and then of course they lay down the color, and then they do the outline and it's misaligned. They didn't line it up properly. That's how I think of this sort of effect. Okay, so just go around. It needs a little bit of brain power to think where you're going to put the the outline, because you want to keep it uniform, as in it's to the right and then down. But sometimes I get it all wrong, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. No one's going to go, oh, excuse me, Marianne, you're it doesn't make sense, because you, on one letter you have it to the right, and then on another, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna know, unless it's you that's hard on yourself and go and be too much of a perfectionist. But even in itself, when you make tiny mistakes, that creates character. That creates the uniqueness to your planner pages. Are we all still here? Why are we quiet? Is it because we're planning along? If you are, fantastic. But just do let me know, from time to time, say good day, say hello in the chat, so I know I'm not talking to myself, because there's 13 of you here. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. And if you are new to my channel, don't be shy. Say hello, introduce yourself. That's how we make friends. That's right. We make friends by stepping out of our comfort zone and saying hello you know, you never know what great friendships you can make from a planner channel like mine. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I have made some wonderful, beautiful connections here on YouTube and Instagram. Now, I was going to continue these some washi tapes, and I don't have it in my little tray. That's because I was good and I put it back over there, so bear with me. I'm going to go and grab some washi over here. Make sure I'm dressed properly, waist down. All right, I'm just grabbing some. So I've got my IKEA pegboard there, and grabbed the, where are we? I grabbed these washi tapes. So let me get back to the desk shot. Where is the desk shot? There we go. So I'm going to continue on. Charlotte says, I'm getting some of my planner pages ready. First time in Stalogy. Yes, Charlotte has moved into a new planner and using some of my planner printables. Thank you. Oh, hello there, Steph. Plannerette Assemble. Hope you are all well, and I hope you are well, Steph. Thank you so much for joining. And say hello to Buddy the pup. Oh, no, not puppy anymore, I guess, but so tiny. It's like a puppy. Still like a puppy. All right, so I'm just going to continue this washi tape, which I used for my calendar. And so I like to just continue the sort of similar theme for the first week of the month anyway. So then that way I'm not wasting, not as waste, but like I continue the theme, especially, or the style, especially if I like it. Now this Wellbeing Planner spread, the top section has dotted grid. I don't know if you can see. So then that way, if you're like me and you like making sure things are all lined up, it helps you line it up. And especially if you're writing like, your own heading like this, or you're lining up your washi tape, the dotted grid is there. And I just like to, because there is quite a bit of space and I want to use up the washi tapes that I have bought and you saw on my wall quite a lot. And so by staggering it like this, you get to use more of your washi tapes, and it's good to color coordinate. Now at the bottom here, it's not wide enough, but here's a little trick you can do. Okay, what you can do if you have a space where it's not wide enough. Oh, actually, I normally just do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is 7 wellness space and break space, and I think I only normally just write 6, but you know what, I talked about it, so I'm going to go do it. Right, so grab your washi. If it's the space you'll want to add it to is not wide enough for the thickness of your washi tape, grab the length and then just using your fingers, just tear the middle. And then the great thing is those jagged edges create a beautiful effect. So you might have to be really careful with it because of course it's all sticky and then you don't want it to stick onto each other. So that's a little trick. Or if you're on your last, part of your washi tape and you don't have any more for, let's say, the other side of your spread, tearing or ripping it in half will make your washi tape go further. Okay, and then that continues that little, look at that, see how it's got the beautiful jagged edge? What do you think? Can I get a thumbs up? Hello, yes, I hope you're getting I hope you're getting some value, me chattering away. So these are the little things you pick up along the way. Some of them you get inspiration from others, and some out of necessity when you run out of, the roll of your washi tape. Let's quickly have a look. Hi, Stephanie. Well, I loved your replay. Buddy says hello as well. Charlotte says, my husband was watching me get my planner pages ready, and he said the self-care bingo. Oh, that's so nice. I love it. Okay, let's do a little segue then. So for those of you new here, I created I call it the Calm and Clear Starter Kit. I actually bundled a lot of my freebies into one starter kit for those of us who are feeling overwhelmed, who are feeling a little bit stuck, who are feeling a little bit burnt out, or who just need, those guidance and inspiration. Let me see if I think I have it in my starter kit I put in another planner a page. So inside the starter kit, make sure I pop that for you. There you go. If you're new and you don't know what I'm talking about, the Calm and Clear Starter Kit, free. That's right. I'll send it straight to your inbox. So what you'll get is a brain dump guide. You'll also get a brain dump trigger list. Not this one. This is part of my planner membership. You'll get a brain dump page. So this is my brain dump. So it's a grid page. And what Charlotte and what hubby's favorite page is the self-care bingo. Where is my self-care bingo? Self-care bingo. I think, did I pass it at the front? Oh, I think I have it in the main one. Do I have it in the main one? Yes, because here we go. This is Charlotte's hubby's favorite page. So 25 simple, easy ideas to look after yourself, ranging from take 1 minute deep breathing to take a day off, go to the movies by yourself, go to the cafe by yourself. So if you ever go, oh, but I don't know what sort of things to do for my self-care, because a lot of us think self-care is the luxury items, the mani-pedi, the facials and spas and blah, 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 right? Or where you have to spend a lot of money. No, self-care can just be you sitting there nice and quiet and even taking one deep breath, right? Because that's signaling to your brain, to yourself, that I respect myself, I honor myself enough to just take a moment for me, especially if you've been running around trying to organize everybody. So I love that. Oh, thanks, hubby. So that the self-care bingo is his favorite. And then if it's fun if you've got the little bingo daubers, and then, add the bingo activity to your planner. Don't think it as an afterthought. Don't take breaks only when you've done all your tasks. No, they actually have to be on top of the list. And so when you've done that, you go doop, 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 and you dab, make it a game. Take a guilt-free day off. I thought I was going to take a guilt-free day off on Saturday, but I did some work. So I'm going to have this one ready for July, and again, start planning for the week of what type of self-care I'm going to do. Okay, so that, ladies and gents, I know I do have some male viewers, plannerettos. That is the embellishing part. Look good? So very simple. Misaligned little heading. Add some washi tape for some fun and color. Now this is the bit that I really love because it's going to focus on you, okay? So here on the left-hand side are for 7 key areas of focus, habits and routines. Simple, very simple. Don't make it complicated for yourself, because if you make it complicated, you're not going to action it. We know that, right? So make it simple, habits and routine, 7 key areas. I base my areas of focus based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life. So he says, try and make sure you do, one little thing from each area, so then you get a nice life balance. So I'll go through that in a sec. There is a sleep tracker here, so if you want to track how well you're sleeping, but I am going to change mine to steps because I want to get myself outside more, because I know how much it helps my mood and it evens out my temperament, and I'm not a cranky mum. See, let me just remove this for a sec. So this was my mood. Apart from the second week, I felt a little bit sad and lost. But look, lots of good days, you know, some meh kind of day and some great days. So what I've found was getting myself outside for a walk and getting my step count really does help my mood. It helps regulate my nervous system, I guess. And of course, you know, these scientists and studies are right. You know, when you get fresh air and you get the vitamin D, it does help your mood, especially for us here in Sydney, Australia. It is winter, and I know, you know, people get the winter blues. All right, let's go. And then, of course, wellness. So I'll let you know what type of wellness habits I add to my weekly well-being page. Morning journal, so logging my mood. So actually I have to do that bit. And then, of course, adding different types of small micro breaks. So these are breaks that you just take, you know, it only takes a minute or two. So it's not like half-hour ones. While I'm talking, I got to add the dates here. I forgot to add the dates. 31, 2. So see, you can also, of course, if you're planning your calendar, you can just get your markers and just add your own. So if you don't have, you know, number stickers, you can just go and use your, what am I trying to say? Use your colorful markers. And for those of you that have kids around, go use their, you know, their markers. The actually Crayola markers are, you know, a popular marker for a lot of bullet journals, and because even though they are not brush markers, because the tip, you can manipulate it so it can create thin and broad strokes. So, you know, for a pack of 24, I don't know how much they are where you live. I think here it's about, you know, 10 Australian dollars. There we go. So I just added my dates for my mood log. So let's go add my habits for my 7 key areas. I'm going to refer to my goals tracker for the month. Okay, so my top 3 main focus are physical, home, and membership, because I'm launching a new membership now in a few weeks, couple of weeks, mid-July. Covers career and finance. Okay, so the 7 key areas in no particular order is spiritual. I'm going to go and have a look at my old, see, because I don't need to try and remember all of this in my head, because our brain is not too like a memory bank. That's why we write things down. All right, so no particular order. Spiritual. I'm using my color dot marker. Okay, so one end is a spongy round bit, and then the other is a fine tip. And then the other one is a family or home. So I'm doing home. You can change up the headings for whatever suits you. And then your career, or if you're studying, social. Okay, so that's connecting with your loved ones. Mental, so you could be reading, doing your puzzles, anything that gets your brain, you know, active. And then physical, so movement, walking, and then finance. Okay, so because my main focus for the month of July are physical, so I'm going, and then that's here for the pink. I'm just going to, oops, which pen am I using today? I'm using the Pilot Friction Way in black. So I'm just going to put movement. So for that, movement can include getting myself outside, going on my walking pad, or doing some sort of workout, cardio, or weights. So just put that under movement. Now here's a little tip though. If you are new to habit tracking, creating new habits for yourself, try and make sure you add verbs or doing words, right? So then that way, it's a lot easier for you to do it rather than having such a big umbrella. Try and be more specific. But because I have done this for a while and I have been doing habit tracking and I know the routines I want to do for each, then I'm just put movement. But if you're new to it, try and be as specific as possible. So you could go out for a walk for 5 minutes, or do 10 bicep curls using a 1 kilogram dumbbell. So be as specific as you can, especially if you are new to the habits that you want to, maintain or do for the month of July. All right. So, but for me, because I know already, but I don't want you to go, oh, Marianne says be specific, but she's not specific on there. All right. So again, know the rules. So then that way you can go and make your own rules. All right. So the other one was home. So I have been enjoying doing my 5 minutes tidy up first thing in the morning. And then so I'll just put either the 5-minute timer on my watch, or I've got a little timer at my desk. Put that for 5 minutes and just have a look. All right. So like right now, I can see my dining table is full of laundry. It's already been folded. So and it looks like it's only my clothes that's on there. So I need to go and put my clothes away and then do whatever clean up or tidy up for 5 minutes, and that's it. So tidying up your home, if you might go, Marianne, how is that a self-care, or how is that a task for you? Okay, tidying up your environment also affects your mood. So if you're always, doing the rolling your eyes if there's socks on the floor, if the dishes aren't done, or if the towels are not hung well properly, or there's clothes everywhere, or people aren't putting their stuff away, right? So that's going to affect your mood, and your mood and the way you react to the day is going to go out of whack. So tidying up, and remember any of the habits and routines, you can get help from others. It doesn't have to be just you. So for me, if I go 5 minutes tidy up and I ask someone to tidy up something or put the dirty dishes in the dishwasher, I'm going to complete that because I asked for help from someone else, okay? So that one. And the other one for careers, so I'm going to be working on my membership. And then for thing here, I'll just put sales, okay? So those two, the sales and then the membership, I've sort of put it under one umbrella of launch, doing all the promotion for it, learning, making sure I'm having all my membership page all done. Okay, so that's one. So if you, again, new to habit tracking or setting up goals, or your current season, as in you've got a lot of things on your plate, focus on one thing. And it could just be, drink 6 to 8 glasses of water every day for the next 7 days. Keep it simple, keep it doable, keep it actionable. Hello there, Irene. Nice to see you. Created 3 lines for habits, but I can't remember the habit I wanted to track. Any ideas? 3 lines for habits, but I can't remember the habit I wanted to track. As in the gentle planning, is that, let me know, as in the 3 priorities, let me know, confirm if that is what you are referring to. So even though I do have my 3 main focus for my goals, the other things like spiritual key area, I already actually do that on a regular basis. So even though it's not a main focus, I know it's like, when, brushing your teeth or having coffee. It's something that I do already. So if and when I don't do it, consistently, I'm not going to be hard on myself because I have 3 main goals that I'm working on for the month of July. The yellow for me, these are just my color coding. Whatever color coding works for you, that's it. Or you can just do it all, just, little dot marks or bullet points. So for my social is connect, Again, here I'm just very vague with mine, but this could be, call mom every Tuesday each week, or, have a date night with hubby every second week, or catch up with a friend for coffee. Be specific. Again, if you're new, as the more specific and actionable it is, then it's going to be easier for you to go, oh, because remember, your planner and what you write in it is your guide, especially when it comes to that day and your day is already full, you're overwhelmed, you can't think anymore, or everything needs to get done, everything is important, everything is urgent. When you go back and have a look at whether it's your task, to-do list, habit tracker, you need to be able to know what to do when you're reading it. All right, so for me, connect, if I read that and I'm, say, overwhelmed, I'm sad, I'm lost, I'm anxious, I'm going to go, you know what, I haven't talked to my mom, I haven't messaged my friend, blah, 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 so I'll know because I've been doing it for a while. All right, so be specific. Does that make sense? Let me know. And then for the blue is my color code for mental. So what can you do to keep your mind active? To make it, because our brain, they call it neuroplasticity, which means you can still train an old dog new tricks, okay? So what can you do to keep it active? That could be reading, learning a skill, Sudoku, word puzzles. What's those word thingy? That for a while there when we were in lockdown, that you have to guess the word of the day, right? That's keeping it active, and then that helps. The more you use it, then you don't lose it. So that'll help us, in our later years. Okay, still a long way to go for a lot of us, but you got to go and put in the effort now, so then that way when we're older and not as things start to not work as well, keeping our mind active, keeping our physical body active will help us later on, all right? So don't wait until something's broken for us to do something about it. And that's what I'm teaching myself, because, I'm here going, yeah, I'm able-bodied, I can walk, nothing hurts. Yet what do? I sit on the couch, don't get myself outside. What if next year I turn around and my knees don't work and my hips don't work, and then I would go, oh, I wish I could get myself outside. No, I have the ability now, so I need to put in that effort. And it could just be a 5-minute walk, all right? So that's my little TED talk for today, as in look after, how they say, look after your equipment, it'll last longer. We're the most important vessel, the most important equipment. So why aren't we looking after ourselves the same way we're looking after our phone, our car, our computer, whatever it is, our washing machine, our dishwasher, right? Make sure. And this is where the 7 key areas of focus that I based mine off, the wheel of life, helps. And then what that does is, some weeks, maybe some things get neglected. Some months, maybe something isn't the main focus. But you don't want to turn around maybe, 6 months down the track or 3 years down the track and go, where's all my money gone? Why am I in debt? How come I'm not getting invited to anything? Where are my friends? No one calls me anymore. Or what is that thing again? Oh, that's right, I can't remember because I didn't keep my mind active. All right, so those are my habits and routines in the 7 key areas of focus that I'm going to, do on a daily basis. I don't get to do them all the time, and it's not about doing it perfect, okay? Yes, you can see I didn't, I think I have to see if I did do my meditation. Let me see if I did all. I'm just going to fill this in. So, did I meditate on Sunday? No. Did I tidy up? No. Did I do my top priority? Yes. I did my top priority, so I'm going to say that. Did I connect? Yes. Did I learn? No. Did I add movement? Yes. Did I make a sale? Yes. Okay. So that's how well I did with my habits and routines from June 23rd to 29th. Now, see this little wheel? This is going to be a visual for me to see how well I went with my habits and routines from the week before. Because I'm a visual learner, it's much easier for me to go, oh dear, I didn't do any reading. I didn't do any learning the previous week. So June, whatever it was, right, to the 22nd. So I'm going to use, let me just zoom out. So again, if you are a visual learner, if you're a visual planner, and and a lot of times when we're overwhelmed, trying to read and do all of that, it shuts down. So we need some quick things to give us an indication how well we're going. So let's have a look. So I'm going to color this in, so then you get to know, if you're new to my Wellbeing Planner page, you get to know, what's that all about? What's that wheel all about? So what I do is, the wheel has 7 little pies, and each pie has little 7 segments. And this is not a test, so this is not a pass or fail. It's just an indication which areas of my life, based on the things that I said I want to be to do, which areas did I neglect last week? It's not bad that you neglected it, because maybe you had more important stuff. But if week in, week out, week in, week out, month in, month out, let's say your finance is not one of the top priority, and then you're in debt, or you're always overdrawn, or you're living paycheck to paycheck, it gives you an opportunity to go and say, does this matter to me? Is this something I need to make a priority? So that's all it is, okay? So don't ever go, oh, I didn't get myself outside for a walk. You might have been sick that week, okay? So you will know for you what is working and what's not. So let's go start with my meditation. So I did 4 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just color in 4 little sections of that pie. Again, this color coding is the stuff that makes sense for me. Okay. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if we're all following along, you're getting value, or things are making sense. And again, whether you have my Wellbeing Planner spread, or you have your own system, you can then take some bits and pieces from it, whatever suits your planning system, and then you go, oh, maybe I can implement something like that on my current planner system. Okay, so I did 4 days of meditation, and then let's have a look. Tidying up. Did I tidy up 3 days? 1, 2, 3 days. Okay, so these are just my 5-minute tidy up. What about, so for me, orange is my top priority. So so the top priority for me is, I like to list 1, 2, 3 top priorities of the day. So even if I only get 1 out of 3, it's a win, because I want to start collecting wins. Because when I collect wins, I'm training my brain to look for them, rather than the negative things, the things I didn't do. So if you at the moment are having a difficult time trying to figure a win of the week, it's not that you didn't have wins, it's just you haven't practiced looking for victories in your day. So if you haven't practiced looking for victories, or thinking of things you're grateful or thankful for, it just means your brain's going to have a hard time seeing them. So if you want your brains to focus more on the things that are happening right, rather than the things you didn't do, you got to train it. You got to help it look for it. Okay, so let's have a look. Thumbs up, love it. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Christine. Just habits in general. Created 3 lines for habits, but I can't remember the habit I wanted to track. I'm not sure what's the most important for you, Irene. Same thing. So they are, for me, again, Spiritual could be if you're a religious person, reading scripts and Bible, meditation, doing yoga, just where things you are just tuning in with yourself, inner self. All right. Family or home. What sort of things do you need to would like to do that involves your family or home? Career, social connection. Your relationships, friendships with loved ones, mental, physical, and financial. So pick whatever top 3 is most pressing at the moment, because they can change mid-month. Remember, we don't have to stick to our goals and routines if they're not working. All right, so then connect for me. So that's, whether I'm texting, DM, FaceTiming, catching up, have I done that on a day, today? So yes, I did that. I'm so proud of my connections now, because before, my family, like my immediate family, mum, dad, and my younger brother, we have this thing of no news is good news. So if we don't hear from each other for a while, that is good, so just a little backstory. So I'm originally from the Philippines, and so mum, dad, my younger brother, and I came here to Australia. And of course, mum and dad, our family were from the Philippines, and when mum and dad would connect or call, the family back home, back then it was, long distance call, and a minute's worth of call was like, it would cost us lots of dollars. So now, I love now that you can just FaceTime someone from across the world. And, but yeah, so, those overseas call would cost lots and lots of money for 2-minute talk. So you have to make sure you gather everyone, and so you go, hello, Lola or Lolo, which is grandpa, grandma, and then all the aunties and uncles and cousins, and try and talk as much as you can, as fast as you can, for the 2 minutes that you have budgeted for the overseas long distance call. And of course the different time zones, right? So in the Philippines, I think they're a few hours behind. And so back in the mid 80s, early 90s, when an overseas call would come in that's not scheduled, it would normally be not a good news. And so I think I found, at least I know my mum and dad, and I guess us the kids, well, me anyway, I can't speak for my brother, have sort of this phobia of when the phone rings in the middle of the night, it's normally not good news. And so for us, I guess, I don't know if it's just so when we don't call each other, we're not too used to call each other all the time. And the thing was, no news is good news. So if you're not getting a call, it means everything's all right. But that's not good either. You need to make sure you're touching base consistently and constantly, because a lot of the times the people we think are doing well are not. And so, or the ones that we think have got it all together don't have it together. So us as individuals, need to make sure that we are reaching out, and reaching out also helps your mood, because you want to make sure that you're there for others. And so it's important that connections, that's why connections is, being part of a community, being part of, a channel and group, and we're catching up, my Monday, your Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening. Connection is so important, because, that's how, our ancestors, being part of a community, being part of a tribe means you'll be able to survive a lot better than being out there on your own outside the cave. So if you can think of caveman days, all right? So connection, I'm very proud of that now when someone pops in my head, I try and text them or, DM them as soon as possible, because that happens for a reason. They may have needed someone to reach out to them then and there. So that's my thing with you, with connection. And don't wait. Don't wait for others to reach out to you. because they might think that you have it all together, and or that they may bother you, if they want to share their own struggles or challenges. We got to open the communication, and it can start with us. So I'm very proud of my connection. Never too late, Elle, never too late. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, friends. Hello, Elle. Hope you had a great walk. All right, so then the next one was learn. Did I do any learning? I did three days of learning. So that's normally, learning about my content creation, the different strategies to try and make sure I provide the content. So I did that 3 days out of last week. And then movement. Did I move? Oh, I am so proud of myself. Whether I got myself outside or my walking pad. Look, the week before I only did 3 days. So last week, I am very proud, and I'm going to give a shout out. I don't know if Susan is here. Susan is one of my Plannerettes Inner Circle member, and we were talking yesterday on our weekly brain dump session. She walked 7 days with her dog last week, on average 7,500 thousand steps. And so I was like, now I'm inspired. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm actually now making sure I'm taking videos that are outside, and not so much to show off or to, but hopefully it'll inspire someone, because Susan's inspired me to go and get myself outside, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I think some of you are liking my, the different spots here in Sydney, Australia. So hopefully you enjoy that, and then that might inspire me to keep walking. I love that. Let's quickly have a look. Everyone saying hello to Elle. Fantastic. All right. So then what's the next one? So the sales. Oh, because planner is so seasonal, and because I sell, my main thing is the, the printables. So I need to make sure, a lot of you that do hang out with me already have a lot of my printables. So that for me, I need to have that just highlights that, Marianne, what type of things are you doing to promote your product? They're not going to sell themselves, are they? And how can I also attract new viewers, new followers? Because you got to keep topping up your followers and subscribers and new newsletter subscribers. So because I was focusing on my membership and trying to get that ready, I wasn't as active in promoting my other products. And so that shows, that's all that shows, right? So then this now visually has given me an indication of which area from the week before that I need to maybe focus on this week, if it's one of the top things that's important. All right, so that's all it is. It's not a test, it's not a score, it's not a failure, it's not the, oh my God, you only tidied up your house 3 days a week. That tidy up is a 5-minute tidy up. So that does include the, the vacuuming, the laundry. That's just for part of my self-care and making sure it doesn't trigger me like a like a thing that's out of place. It's triggering me and my mood. All right. Let's have a look. I love the walking content. Please keep posting. I second that. Right. Okay, Plannerettes. I will. And it is nice too. Sometimes we are not tourists of our own backyard, are we? We look at all the different places everywhere else, but then we don't become tourists of our own backyard. All right. Fine, I will do it then. Yeah, no, and it is nice. Sydney is beautiful, especially when the sky is so beautiful. Love seeing your Instagram post on where you go for a walk. Looks like such a lovely place to go walking. Yes, right. Love it. I will now. And that's good, because then it will help inspire me, get myself outside. And even when it is, not a sunny day, because not every day is sunny. So there we go. Right? So have a think whether in your own planner system, where is it that you can add your habits and routines that you'd like to do on a weekly basis. So I do have the a habit tracker for the month of July. Okay, so that's all for the 1st to the 31st. So this will, I have the habit tracker there, and I also have the weekly. So this one will give me an indication and see patterns. And then this one, because it's on a weekly, will help me focus and hone in. And so then that way I can sort of put blinkers on, especially if you are like me, who get quite anxious when things aren't going to plan, or things aren't going fast enough to your liking, or when you're overwhelmed, or you have had a habit for a very, very, very long time of having lots of doubts, having the limiting beliefs that you're not good enough, that you should have done this, you could have done that, what if I should be further ahead. So that is my own history and my own habit. So I'm trying to help reframe it. So wherever you are in your habits and routines, please don't be hard on yourself, because just have a think. How long have you not been doing this, or how long have you done this compared to your whole lifetime? So if you haven't added movement into your, routines and habits, could be like, well, I haven't done much. I haven't been as intentional with my workout movement for the last 10, 20 years. So I can't, suddenly switch, turn on the switch and go, oh, now I'll be able to, So you have to start small and start building it step by step. Plannerette meetup someday. Yes, wouldn't that be great? Here in Sydney, woohoo! Hi, I was wondering where you were today. Glad you made it. Yes, Elle did say earlier, we were chatting on Instagram, that she was out on her walk, that she may be late. And I said, you take your time. But yeah, it is sometimes, when you come into a party, sort of like a little 5 minutes, and sort of like, what's been happening? So you can catch up. Love it. Such a great idea, Steph. Plannerette meetup is goals. Wouldn't that be lovely? Or that would be fantastic. Yes, goals indeed. Saving for Sydney trip. All those planner shops. I love it. And just making sure I can see things flickering on the side of my screen. Oh, it's my comments. I love it. All those planner shops. Yes. Hi, Cindy. I was walking in the forest and couldn't connect to YouTube. So I love it. So actually, when I first met Elle on, virtually, and I started following her channel. So Elle naturally has a YouTube channel, and I think in TikTok as well, and Instagram. It was her walk. And so, because she would walk in all these beautiful little rivers and little bridges. And so I love that. So yes, we can help inspire each other, go on our daily walks, and, show each other, especially if you are in the Plannerettes Inner Circle, please share your photos, because I know not all of us are on Instagram and are content creators or share our personal stuff. But if you are in the Plannerettes Inner Circle, share those sort of things, because then, I know Brenda's inspired us with the brain dump trigger list. Susan, 7 days last week, walking 7,500 Ks. Oh my God, that's brilliant. And then now I'm going, well, I want to do that too. I want to get myself outside. I love it. Yes, in the forest. How wonderful, Elle. Hope it's not too hot there. It's oh yes, I hear this very hot, where a lot of my US friends and plannerettes are. Okay, so that's that. So then the habits and routines help me make sure I am looking after myself. Because a lot of the times, planners and planner pages, who do they focus on? Other people, other tasks, emails, work, school, study, family, home. Where's the spot for you? The Wellbeing Planner spread is the spot for you. Allows you to go and see what's most important. Again, you don't have to have be focusing on 7 things all at once. Start with 1 and just put washi tape or put some pretty stickers. So if you don't like seeing blank pages, go cover it up with stickers. The Wheel of Life pie chart allows me to see visually straight away from last week which areas didn't get done, and is it something that matters and are important for this week. So if it is, fantastic. Make sure you put it there. If not, you can leave it until next week, or you can leave it until next month. Remember, you need to make sure what's important for you. And if you start hearing yourself, whining or whinging, oh, I don't have any money, oh, I can't go out, or oh, my knees hurt, or why am I always angry? Why am I always so moody? Right? And then you go, oh, well, have you eaten? Have you drunk? Have you drunk enough water? Have you slept? Have you got yourself outside? Are you saving money? Are you, these are the questions only you can answer those questions. I love it. Let's have a look. The heat, I'm sweating for sure. Same here, Cindy. It's hot in Cali. All right. Charlotte says, I'm feeling inspired to start using the Wellbeing Planner this month. I have the Ultimate Planner bundle, so I'll be printing those pages after the live. Yay! Right? And so, look, a lot of times, if there are certain bits and pieces that you see or get inspired from others, and, remember, I've been doing this for a while, you might go, oh, mine doesn't look like that, or no, just do one, just do two. Grab your washi tapes and cover, make pretty little, put some quotes or something, just because there is a section in a page, in a planner that you have. If you bought one, if it's dated or you're creating one, doesn't mean you have to fill it in, okay? Whatever is happening in your week, in your day, in your month, if it's going to be busy, don't put any more on your plate. Or if it's, look, you know what, it's really important that I add movement. I might make it, really visible. Like so, things like, let's have a look. Make it bold. Keep going. Go for a walk. Read my book. Listen to a fave song. Read my book. Do hair masks. Meal with no screen. Didn't do that one. I watch my shows while I'm eating, right? So I might have to make sure I do that. And look, by writing big on your planner pages, it takes up a lot of space. So if you're one of those that don't like seeing empty pages or empty space, make your positive affirmations nice and bold and big. All right, so for this little graph, I'm going to change it to steps because I want to try and make sure. I think I'm running out. I'm running out of my correction tape. And then I'm changing. So this here is, oops, it's too bright, hours, number of hours of sleep. But I'm going to put K for thousands, and then I'm going to put steps. All right, so then that way I can see how many steps. And for the moment, look, they say, 10K, but I think that was a marketing ploy. So there's no, I think, scientific thing from what I've read last time I've read that, it has to be 10K. Get yourself out there, even if it's just to the mailbox, and get fresh air. If you are lucky enough to have a backyard with a nice deck, chairs or whatever, get some, sun rays, okay? So steps, and then wellness. All right, so what other things can you do for yourself that will help you be in a better frame of mind? So let's quickly have a look. Where is my ruler? Because I'm one of these that quite pedantic, that things all lined up. And then same here. Okay. All right, so what sort of other wellness stuff can we track that's very, very important? So I think I'm just going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can you see? Oh, my stomach is good. Oh, that's too close, Marianne. Whoa. My tummy is rumbling. I haven't had breakfast. Let's quickly have a look. Wow, Stephanie, is that unusual temps for your area? Keep cool. And yes, California gets quite hot, doesn't it? It isn't too unusual in the summer, but it is a bit early for that type of heat. Stay hydrated. Yes, very hydrated. Oh, you girls know what's going on here, because I was just going to put, for your wellness, 6 to 8 glasses of water, or whatever it is in or ounces or liters of water, because keeping hydrated does affect your mood. So, if someone goes, how there's hangry, right? You're angry because you're hungry, right? Same thing with water. So if you are thirsty, it's probably you're already dehydrated, right? So make sure you're topping up water all the time. Make it easy for yourself. Buy yourself a water bottle that you can fill up. And then if you're one of these, I always forget, buy the same water bottle, have one next to your bed, have one next to your desk, have one next to your couch if you're always on the couch, or if you're knitting or doing whatever, have one in whatever it is. Make it easier for yourself. And here's the thing I found. I thought that by having a bigger, water bottle, that I will, it'll inspire me to drink more. However, the type of water bottle you buy also affects how you drink. Because I had one where it has a lid, so taking the lid off and on is a friction, so it stopped me from having to go and drink water and make it easy. And also the opening of the bottle, so if you want to glug some water, and then, if you're if you're not coordinated like I am, and water spills on the side. So, and then also a bigger water bottle, with an opening. So if it's heavy and it's like, less likely for me to drink water. So what I found is having a straw on a water bottle makes it easy. I have a one of those cup holders from IKEA that you clamp onto your desk. So I've got two of those to my left of me, one for water, one for coffee. Okay, make it easy for yourself to drink water, whether you have to have it, sticky taped, or you have a side bag for your water bottle. Make it easy. Okay, so 6 to 8 glasses of water. Get outside. Okay, so that's another well-being habit that I want to make sure. Eat fruit. Yes, eat fruit. What do they say? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Listen to a song, right? Listen to a fave song. Okay, so not only is listening to a fave song going to get your mood up, and even better if it's one you can dance to, so you can add movement. And then if you're listening to a song that you like, it doesn't feel like it's a routine or a task. Okay, so create yourself a nice playlist. I have what I call my happy playlist, all the things that keep me bopping and dancing. I can't keep saying bopping. I was saying to Susan, no, that shows my age yesterday, bopping. All right. Gratitude log. So gratitude log and victory log. So as part of my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, right at the back there are space for things like writing down what you are grateful for. So here's my gratitude log. It doesn't have to be an essay. It can just be, I am grateful for I can catch up on sleep today. Took a nice long nap. I am grateful for my founding members. Right? I am grateful for Claire, a friend of mine. Okay, so it doesn't have to be about the big things like I'm grateful for this big house, or I'm grateful for my great car, or I'm grateful for materialistic stuff. It can be the simplest thing, that I'm grateful that my phone was charged while I was out and about walking in the forest. Things like that, right? Gratitude log. And then also I have in the Ultimate Planner Bundle these cute little post-it note things. So you, again, color, gives you an opportunity to use your markers. Chatted with my niece. That's a victory. Got lots of lovely feedback. Got my newsletter done. That's probably from a couple of weeks of getting it done late. All right. Gratitude log and victory log are important part of your wellness, is because you are training your brain to look for the good things, to look for the things you are thankful for. Again, whatever you focus on, that's what the brain will see. You know, if you say, all right, look for red cars, you'll start seeing all the red cars. Or if I say to you, all right, I don't want you to think of an elephant. Don't think of an elephant, okay? Don't picture an elephant. Don't think of an elephant. What are you doing? You're thinking of an elephant because that's what you're focusing on, even though I'm trying to tell you not to. So the same way when it comes to victory, your wins, small, big and small. You know, if you've been out walking and in the heat and you're walking into your house and you're able to turn the air conditioning on, that is what you can be thankful for. You have food on the table, you open your fridge. Oh, I've got milk for my cereal this morning. That's what I'm thankful for. Don't miss what's the word I'm trying? Dismiss those little things in your life. Because then if we focus on the, something, whatever the say, look, I can't even focus on a negative thing. Yay, my brain is helping me not think of, negative stuff. I walked for 3 days, but I didn't walk for 4 days. So if you focus on the things you didn't do, guess what? The brain is going to see it that way. Let's have a look. I have to head out, but I hope you all have a great day. I'll catch the rest of the replay. See you in the inner circle, Marianne and friends. See you in the Planet's inner circle, Steph. Thank you for popping by. I love it. I love it. Have a blessed day. Oh, you guys, that's why I love you guys. You're not just here for me. We're here for each other. And I love that. I love that. And I'm so happy that I'm able to create this community where we can catch up on a weekly basis, even if it's for a little bit, for a long time. All right, now micro breaks. I'm just keeping an eye on time because it is Monday. The household doesn't start until 7. So, and the kitchen's just right next to me because I do live in a small apartment and it's an open shared space. So when the kitchen starts, people making their coffee and breakfast, you can hear it really loudly because it's just nearby. All right, so micro breaks. Okay, so according to the World Health Organization, I think it was 2019 that it deemed burnout as an occupational syndrome, right? So it's important that we're taking breaks throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month. Okay, so they say you should take 3 types of breaks. So I learned this from Headspace and the app, the Headspace app. So I think one of the experts on there said the 3 types of breaks you should take: macro, meso, and micro. All right, so let's just remove the name. So then you go, what macro? So macro really is try and make sure you schedule half to a full day off once a month, where you're not doing anything for others, it's just you, for your time. So if you can think of a macro as in, I love using analogies, right? As in putting your car to the garage and getting it maintained, right? Having everything checked up. Have a think of that way. So if you can maintain your car, and you know how important it is to get it checked regularly so then it doesn't conk out or die on you while you're driving on your long trip. It's the same with you. You gotta have regular maintenance of yourself. And so a macro break is half to a full day off. Go shopping, well, I like to window shop. I just like being able to go up and down the aisle of whatever store I'm in without anyone going, Mom, are we ready? Can we go home? Mom. Or, husband going, pointing at the watch, right? And I love just doing that and just walking up and down the aisle with nobody to tell me that we need to go home or they're hungry or they need to go to the bathroom. Well, that was when the boys were little, all right? So that's a macro. So have a think, okay? And if you do have the calm and the Calm and Clear starter kit free printable, there's the self-care bingo. So have a look. Out of these 25 different ideas, what thing is a macro? Things like take a guilt-free day off, no chores, no errands. or I think there's one for a movie. Watch a movie on your own, right? So that could be half a day. Go to a coffee shop alone. So when you're doing your planning, print this out, or if you have it digitally on your computer, have a look, and you need to plan it. It can't be an afterthought. So I think for me, I'm going to watch a movie on my own, right? So that will be, where's this from? Oh, that's from, let me have a look. I'm going to put that right now. Oh my goodness. I haven't cut this bit. Let me just cut this bit so it's easier for me to take in and out of the ring planner. Okay, so I don't know yet but I'm going to write it down, because why? When you write it down, you're more likely to do it than not. Not that you'll suddenly be able to do it. So go watch a movie on my own. So mainly a lot of those are, the rom-coms that really my boys don't want to see. They like their, DC's, Marvels, Mandalorian, blah, 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 Star Wars stuff. I'm not into that. So here on my July calendar, I have made a point to be intentional to go watch a movie on my own. So then every time I check my calendar, when I'm doing my weekly planning and I have a look, I'm going, oh, well, I haven't gone. And so what I'll need to do is go have a look at what movies are up. I think, what was it that I wanted to see? I can't remember. But I think I wanted to see that with my son. There was a movie that I want to see either with my son or my husband. But I'm going to go look for a movie that I can watch on my own. So have a think, right? I know we've deviated from the micro break, but have a think. So macro is a half to a full day off for you. No chores, no errands. And then the other type of break is a meso break. So these are your half to 1 hour off a week, where it's just either you do nothing or you do something for yourself. So that could be watching, doing your knitting, doing your painting, planning in your planner, right? So even if, you and me now hanging out, and if you are planning along with me, that's a meso break, because you're doing something for yourself. You're resetting, you're re-energizing, you're recalibrating, getting ready for a new week. So that's a meso break. So did you know planning in your planner and setting it up and embellishing it with however you want to embellishing, do you know that's self-care? Planning is a form of self-care, because you are focusing in the moment in time, you're being mindful, you're doing your hand lettering, you're picking whatever washi tapes, you're writing down your habits and routines that you'd like to do for the week, you're making sure what wellness things should I do for the week, right? That is a self-care, because you are taking time for yourself to plan ahead, to be intentional and have contingency plans ready for when if things hit the fan, which they lie a lot of times, they do. If you're trying to manage lots of different things in your household, right? You have a place to go to. All right, everything is a mess today. Everything is overwhelming. What does my planner tell me to do? What did, past me plan for us? All right, it says, oh, I've got to move. All right, well, I've got to get myself outside. Have I done that today? No. All right, let's go. Have I drank water? No, I haven't. No wonder I'm cranky and moody. Okay, right? So planning is a form of self-care. So if that's your meso break and hanging out with me, you can tick that. Now, when it comes to your well-being planner spread, this is sort of like my micro breaks. So micro breaks are those breaks you take several times a day that's only take a minute or two. So that could be 1 minute deep breathing. Okay, let me put that. 1 minute deep breathing, or you can do 5 deep breaths, whatever's easiest for you. And then deep breathing also allows to slow down your heart rate. So if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling stressed, your heart rate's pumping, or you're talking real fast like I am, the deep breathing will help slow it down. And then slower heart rate sends a signal to your brain that there's nothing to fear. There's no danger. We can relax. We don't have to be tense. We don't have to be on our toes and looking for things that could go wrong, all right? If you sit at your desk and get up and stretch, okay? Get up and stretch, because if you're at your computer typing, your mouse, you're writing, you know, a lot of times your shoulders are all not, you know, stiff. And again, the physiological signals, so physical things like tense shoulders, you know, is sending signal to your brain, right? So because the brain's, you know, looking for signals. What do we need to do? So if you're all tense, that's saying, why are our shoulders tense? Are we going to be running, fighting, or freezing? Right? That's your amygdala. That's part of the brain that says, let's look out for stress, danger, to make sure we can run away from danger, we can fight away danger, or we can freeze. So then, you know, danger doesn't find us. So get up and stretch. Roll your neck. Do your stretch. You know, arms up, side, touch your toes. Simple stretches. All right. Random question. Earlier you said backyard tourist. May I use that term in a nature walk? Of course you can. I think it's not, you know. Yeah, so it's like we don't tour. We can, you know, our own backyard. You know, we go to Paris, we go to London, we go to the US, we go to Disney, and we schedule and have itineraries to see everything as much as we can. We go to the local museums, or well, to the whatever, you know, when we go overseas, or when we go travel, yet we don't tour our own backyard. You know, I've got the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I've got the opera. Well, we, you know, often, when the boys were little, that was used to be our walk. I've got the Opera House. I've got there's so many different art museums around me. The different local cafes, your forest, nature walks, parks, gardens. You know, we've got the Chinese garden. We got married in the Chinese garden. How long ago did we get married? However, 17, 16 years, right? So we don't tour our own backyard. Yes, you can use that, of course. I love it. I love that. Yes, and then that'll help inspire others to go and tour, be a tourist in their own city, in their own suburb, in their own backyard. Of course you can. All right, so 1 minute deep breathing. Do nothing for 5 minutes. Not on your phone. Do nothing for 5 minutes. Okay, and then check planner. So normally midway I check my planner. If I'm feeling like I'm procrastinating, or I'm feeling a little bit lost in the day, and then again later in the afternoon, 1 minute deep breathing. So these are easy micro breaks, deep breaths, right? But again, it's that little oil check. It's that little plugging in your phone so then it doesn't die on you, right? So you're not left on the red bar or the yellow bar when you're out and about. It's the same thing. Your micro get up and stretch. While I'm just writing, if you can, may you please give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you have planner friends, get up and stretch. If you have planner friends, and then, you know, they might find value in what this little old I feel like I'm a 70-year-old. No, I'm not little. I'm only 4'10" 3/4 inch. I have to do that through. I don't even make it to 150 centimeters. I think I'm 148 or 149. So I'm a little one, right? Little Marianne. What's this little Marianne sharing, right? So hopefully if you're getting value, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not yet a subscriber, make sure you are. And then that way you'll get notified when I do upload new videos. And at the moment, you know, I try and catch opportune moments to go live when it's not scheduled, because we do homeschool my younger son who's 16, and the other side of this shared space is this homeschooling area. I'm very aware not to impose on his school time, because that will put him off, you know, his routines, and he loves his routine. He loves to know what's coming up, and if I have to tell him to shh, be quiet, mum's, you know, videotaping, it doesn't go well. You know, he might be able to hold it in and keep his sensory processing and regulate himself for a little bit, but somewhere along the line that'll spring, and you know, challenging moments and meltdowns happen. So yeah, so by subscribing, you'll get notified of when I do sometimes spring a surprise live streams. Oh, who's going? Kim, have a blessed day. Oh, I didn't say bye, Kim. Thank you so much. Bye, Kim. Oh, love it. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so the final bit, I can keep seeing that washi tape. The final bit of the Wellbeing Planner spread. Again, for those of you that's just joined, you can purchase the printable download on its own. So this printable spread, I have it in A5 Happy Planner Classic size and letter size. So if you do have ring discbound planners, you can purchase and print those. I know some other people print it. They don't have ring planners, but they just buy a notebook and then print it and glue it. I've seen, and it's not just for my printables, but I've seen other people, you know, buy printables and I see them glue in just, you know, very affordable A5 or letter size or A4 size notebook, plain notebook, and then they go. And that's a great way to customize your planner pages, because sometimes you may not need all the pages, but I do have also, this is part of the ultimate planner bundle printable that has enough pages for you for a whole month, so you don't even have to worry about what sort of things do I need to plan for. So the final part of my Wellbeing Planner spread is the mood log or morning journal. Right, so you can either journal, you know, positive affirmations, or what I like to do. So I've taken this from Mel Robbins' page of 5-minute journal. So in the morning, acknowledge how you're feeling. How do I feel? I feel sad. I feel frustrated. I feel angry. I feel disappointed. I feel low. I feel lost. I feel behind. Do not look at those as positive or negative. It is just a signal to you, to your body, that you are feeling that way because something happened, something didn't happen, someone said, or something someone didn't say, right? So it's just a signal. So have a think of your mood, how you're feeling, as if it's a text, right? A text comes in, right? So when you get a text first thing, you don't know if it's good, bad. It's just a signal. It is just a way to communicate to you that you're feeling that way because of something or someone around you. Okay, so then you note it, you acknowledge it. Yeah, I'm feeling crap today. I don't like it. I'm upset with someone. I'm disappointed with something. I wish this, I wish that. Okay, and then you ask yourself, why? Why do you feel that way? And that is when you go, well, yesterday someone was supposed to do this, they didn't do it, they dropped the ball. Or I thought I would finish my project, but it took me longer, so I'm really disappointed in myself. And so, or I feel sad, you know, because one of my kids got hurt in soccer, or blah, 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 right? Whatever it is, what's your mood and why? Acknowledge it and write down why you feel that way, because this will give you an opportunity to then help yourself plan for the day. So then you can respond better to the day rather than react. So if you know you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling low, you're feeling tired, you don't have the energy, then you go, what can I do to help make the day feel better? Or if you're having a good day, of course, you know, I'm having a wonderful time, I feel good, I did all my work, I finished the project a day early, right? So what is it that you can do to feel better? And then you could go, well, I'll know because I'm angry today that I'm not going to put lots on my plate. So it's only a couple of lines. So what I normally write, let me see if I can. I am feeling good this morning. Live stream went well with new viewers. will make sure to get myself outside today. Okay. The 26th, a bit tired as I was up again till about 4 a.m. learning about email marketing. Got a little bit of rest ready to go. So it's just noting how you're feeling. And it's just a great way for you to signal to yourself that if you are feeling overwhelmed, then don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you've got a lot on your to-do list that day, right? And then you go, I'm sick, I'm heartbroken, I'm angry. Then you go, I have all these things I have to do today. Look, if I get 1 or 2 things, then that'll be good. So you have an opportunity to respond to how you're feeling rather than react. So if you know you're angry, maybe, don't go and knock in your kid's bedroom and go, tidy up the place, right? And scream at them. And then, of course, so it's like you take a deep breath and you go, I'll talk to them about their messy room tomorrow when I'm feeling better. So then that way you're not going to go and disrupt the whole household, and then everyone will just be angry and everything, right? That's my story. So the morning journal section of the Wellbeing Planner spread is just, look, and it says morning, but I think, let's have a look, 10:28 p.m. So I didn't get to do the morning log, but I did it at night. So it doesn't have, I know it says morning journal. It's a great way to start your day, to note first how you're going. So then you can, put contingency plan if and when you're not feeling as well, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, that you're not putting pressure on yourself. And then you go, okay, I'm feeling really frustrated. You know what? Probably best to keep away from everyone for a little bit, or go for my walk, or make sure I'm hydrated. And now I was just about to say something too. I hate when things pop in and then pop out right away. It doesn't even give me time to write it down. Or you can just do positive affirmations. It's up to you. That's why it's really, you can use it. I think one of my followers on Instagram, Erica, she uses it to plan outfits for the week. So she works outside of the home and she plans outfits. Or you can use this as a meal, right? So whatever, you can change things up. That's why correction tapes are your friend. All right, so let me know, anyone have any questions? So for the month of July, for me, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, 1st of July, if you haven't seen my video where I was quite happy to watercolor. I'm not a watercolorist. I was following a book, so I did that. And then it is quite a long live stream where I set up my July page, my habits tracker for the month, and also set my goals for July, which is here. Okay, so I am only focusing, my main focus are on 3 things: physical, home, and my membership. Hello, Gail. How are you? Catching a little bit of the live. I'm so happy you're here. Gail, we need to talk and figure out timing, because I know Gail's in the inner circle, and I want to make sure I catch everyone, at convenience time, because trying to, hey, if I have to get up at 2 a.m. to make sure we're all together more often than not, let me know. So thank you so much for being here. So then I set up my Wheel of Life, and I talked about, so if you're new to goal setting, that has a really good section on it, and about creating SMART goals. And there's also NICE goals, so near term, input-based, controllable, and energizing. All right, so really, really, really important. So if you want to watch that, but you don't have 3 hours, put it on times two speed. So I'll be just talking like this. I'm talking about really fast. I'm talking about my physical and how big on your membership, right? So hopefully that will be something that you can put on in the background while you're cleaning or doing something else, because then there are lots of big aha moments. Or if you are new to goals tracking, and want to know how to set goals. But my main takeaway for you for this week is whatever you're doing, make sure you are being intentional of putting yourself on top of that list. There is no excuse of not knowing, what sort of things to do, right? I've got the free self-care bingo card for you. It's got 25 different self-care ideas, from 1 minute deep breathing to let's have a look, pop it in there, to watching a movie, writing a kind note to yourself or a friend. Great way to practice your penmanship, right? And plan it. Don't have it as an afterthought and go, oh, I haven't had a break, what should I do? Plan it. Just the way, I think, was it last week that I, put it in your planner, write it in, read a book, right? Listen to a fave music, do a hair mask, all right? And then a great way for you to go and make your pages pretty. So the Wellbeing Planner Spread is my printable download that allows you to focus on you. And it's a great starting point when you open your planner first thing in the morning and just go, what is it that I need to do? How am I feeling? Why do I feel that way? What can I do to make myself feel better? Have I taken my breaks? Am I looking after myself by doing the little things like water, getting outside, eating fruit, logging what I'm grateful for, logging my wins? What are the things that are important in my life that I need to create habits and routines to help give me a nice balance? And then, of course, visually, you can see, how well did I go last week? Not a test. It's not a pass or fail. It's just a visual indication to go, you know what? I didn't get to do that as often last week. Is that still important? Yes. So I'll make sure I make that as a top priority focus. So I appreciate you all so much. Let me know in the comments if you are watching on replay. Have you grabbed my free The Calm and Clear Starter Set printable download that has brain dump guide, brain dump trigger list, pages for you to just write everything down, self-care bingo card, and if you're new to habit tracking and don't know where to start, there is a simple habit tracker as well. I am giving this to you to ensure that we move ourselves from being overwhelmed, stuck, and burnout, and just starting with the smallest doable, actionable steps that is for us. Look after yourself the way you look after your phone, your computer, your car. Maintain us by making sure we put ourselves on top of the list, by caring for ourselves. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all probably sometime this week. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.